Hey ladies and gents, welcome back. This is going to be a new What If. This is going to be part 1 to What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Beerus, as the, title and thumbnail suggested. So, that being said, there's no like goal, but that doesn't mean I don't want you to like and subscribe. Come on, you gotta be nice to me. Whatever. Anyway, with that being said, let's just jump right into the backstory of this What If. And that is going to be starting in Universe 7. And you're like, what do you mean? So, we're going to be starting in the Tournament of Power. Everybody is getting erased, and Goku gets taken out as well in his first fight with Ultra Instinct Omen against Jiren. This means that the rest of Universe 7 would get eliminated by Jiren when he uses his full power, and all of them would get erased. But I'm gonna say that because Jiren's like a Pride Trooper, he would end up using his wish to revive all of the universes that were erased here. However, something interesting would happen for Beerus, where he goes somewhere else. He gets revived, but in a completely different universe. You might be like, oh, Universe 6? No, a completely different, what if universe in general. So, with that actually happening, Naruto would be born. And he is born with purple hair and purple eyes. You'd be like, what the heck? Yeah, he looks a bit funky for who his parents are, but they don't really question it. And the rest of that would happen normally. Naruto's literally an infant at this point. Just because he's Beerus' reincarnation doesn't mean he's going to be able to save Minato and Kushina from Obito. No, that doesn't really happen. So that all goes normally. Hiruzen was like, okay, I'll take care of your little boy. And then he shoves Naruto off into his apartment and throws him some ramen, pretty much kind of a thing. So, with this actually happening, the actual story would start at Naruto being around the age of 8. He's about to enter the academy, and this is when Naruto's Beerus abilities, I guess you could say, would begin first awakening. Naruto's going for a walk through the village like he normally does, and this is shortly after Danzo revealed the secret of the Nine Tails to a lot of the villagers, so everybody is starting to hate Naruto more and more. So, they begin throwing rocks and stuff at Naruto as he's walking by. Naruto just ignores it. It doesn't really hurt too much considering he's the reincarnation of Beerus. His physical strength would be above that of a normal person. So Naruto being the age of 8 at this point, he's leaving the village to go do a little bit of training now that he's actually about to enter the academy, and a lot of the villagers would end up following him, and a few ninja were among them. Naruto would, begin his training, and a bunch of Chunin suddenly jump Naruto. They're punching him, throwing kunai at him, and doing all of these things to him, and Naruto, he's just like, no, I am not having this. Naruto gets a bit of a spike in his anger, and suddenly, massive purple energy comes out from all sides of Naruto's body, erasing all of them, leaving a massive crater in the hole where the energy actually was. Everything around Naruto is just gone. There's no trace of it left, as if it was just completely destroyed, with no trace left, because, that's kind of just what happened. So, all of the villagers that didn't die from this, because they were out of range, would immediately go report this to Hiruzen, as of, to what happened. So, with that happening, Hiruzen would confront Naruto about it, and Naruto at this point is like, oh, well you see, I have no idea what happened. I don't know what I did. I just kind of got a little bit mad, and then my eyes had a little bit of a purple glow, and then there's this purple energy that came out, and everybody died. I don't know what happened. I'm kind of scared, Hiruzen. And Hiruzen's like, okay, Naruto. So, we're gonna have to test this out a bit so you don't kill everybody, because, that'd be kind of bad. And Naruto's like, yeah, you're probably right. And Hiruzen made sure to silence the villagers and make sure they're not, going around the village saying that Naruto killed, 10 different people with ease on he didn't even realize he did it kind of a thing. So Hiruzen would silence them. Don't question how. I don't feel like going into politics. Is that how that works? I don't know. But with that actually happening, Naruto would begin training with Hiruzen, and around the age of 9, Naruto would have pretty much a mastery over the Hakai ability. And Hiruzen at this point decides, he's like, okay, Naruto, I'm gonna be putting you in the Anbu now. Naruto's like, what? You're doing what now? And Hiruzen's basically done. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be putting you in the Anbu because of you're like literally stronger than like everybody else, like pretty much including me. And Naruto's like, oh, okay, makes sense. So the next few years would go by, and Naruto had pretty much within like a week, maybe a month if you really want to exaggerate it, he actually ended up becoming a captain. So the next few years would go by pretty normally, Naruto going on S rank missions. He has a pretty flawless record where nobody has really ever, like, he's never failed a mission before, like literally ever. He has like 20-something S rank missions, 100-some A, and a few B, because, you know, Naruto doesn't really go on anything lower than A, let's be honest here. He's kind of cool like that. And eventually Naruto would turn 12, the age that he would normally be actually like graduating, and Hiruzen decides, he's like, okay, Naruto, I think I'm gonna put you on a Genin squad, but not like normally. I'm gonna put you as their leader. And Naruto's like, you're gonna what? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna make you a Jonin sensei. And Naruto's like, oh, okay, I guess. And he is like, okay, whatever, I'll allow it. And now Naruto would be appointed as team leader of Team 7, which would consist of Sasuke, Sakura, and Hinata, just because I wanted to put her there, so fuck off. So, with Naruto being the team captain, none of them really know who he is, because Naruto doesn't wear his normal clothes. He's wearing more of like a grayish black jump coat with, you know, like with a undershirt underneath it. He has like the typical like protagonist kind of like attire, except with like darker clothing. So he's like, yeah, he's basically like that. So, oh yeah, and he has purple hair and purple eyes, so nobody really knows who Naruto really is, because he hasn't really been seen in the village since he was like 8, pretty much, because, you know, whatever. So, with that actually happening, Naruto is appointed as their team leader, and he would begin, go to the actual like top of the roof, because we're gonna say Naruto is similar to Kakashi, and he wanted to do like a teamwork test. So he goes up, all of them introduce themselves, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm Sasuke. I want to kill a certain somebody and get revenge against a certain somebody, and there's not much I don't like, so I don't know. And Sakura has her same old thing. She's like, Sasuke-kun? Sasuke-kun? You know, that whole deal. And Hinata's would also stay the same from what hers originally was. She wants to become like a strong kunoichi and actually like be the heir to the clan. So Naruto's like, okay, a little bit sussy for the other two, but not bad, Hinata, not bad. And he then explains to them that meet him in the next morning, and you know what, don't eat breakfast either, because Naruto has a plan for what he's going to be doing. They all are like, okay, I'm not going to question. At this point, Naruto has been wearing like they don't really see how old Naruto is at this point. They haven't really been paying that much attention to that. So they're like, oh yeah, he's just like a normal Jonin sensei, even though he's 12. So the next day, they'd meet him at, where the grounds are. And this is where they first realize who Naruto is, because they're like literal legends of Naruto, because he's stronger than everybody, including Hiruzen at this point. And this is where they realize who they're really like, who their Jonin sensei is. And they're like, oh, wait a minute, you're that Anbu captain, right? Naruto's like, oh, yeah, that was me. And then they're like, oh, so, why are you a Jonin sensei now? Why did you get demoted? And Naruto's like, oh, well, I'm only 12, so they wanted me to have a little bit more of a sense over what missions were supposed to be like for me. And they're like, wait, how old did you say you were? Naruto's like, 12 years old. And they're like, no, you're not. I don't believe you. You're not 12. And Naruto reveals his face, showing like a rather like he has a rather muscular stature, but he's still like looks like a kid because he's 12. So Naruto ends up, he's obviously their Jonin sensei, and he's like, okay, well, no further questions about that until later. For now, try to take these 2 bells from me. Only 2 of you can take them, and the one who doesn't is going to get sent back to the academy. All 3 of them dash off into the forest, and Naruto just kind of stands there. he pulls out a book, because Naruto's into make-out tactics now, and he begins reading it. With this actually happening, the first to come out, I'm gonna say, would be Sasuke, and he begins challenging Naruto to a fight. Now, thinking that, the rumors must be a lie. Naruto can't be that much stronger than me. And he is sadly mistaken. Naruto, using one finger, with his head down on his book, sitting down, is completely overwhelming Sasuke. He's not even moving right now. He's just moving one finger. So Sasuke realizes that he is not going to be able to do this by himself, and he goes back into the forest. He finds Ino, and then he finds, or not Ino, what the heck am I doing? This isn't Seal Master, what the heck? He finds Hinata, and then he finds Sakura, and he begins formulating a plan with them. They are going to use teamwork. So they're like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And Sasuke once again comes out. He's more of a distraction, though. As he charges towards Naruto from across the field, Naruto looks up from his book just to give Sasuke a little bit of like a side look, just because he's like, is this kid just running at me from like 100 feet away where he knows for a fact I can see him? Is that the best plan ever? Naruto then realizes, oh, okay, he's just a distraction. I can kind of feel the one behind me. And as Naruto says this, Hinata would begin trying to close Naruto's chakra points. However, what she doesn't even realize is that Naruto's skin is just too hard for her to be able to actually close them, so it doesn't even work. So with her Byakugan activated, she closes like 32 chakra points, and then she looks and they're not actually closed. Like, what the hell? And along the fact that Naruto might not even have chakra because he has ki from Beerus kind of a thing. So Naruto's like, okay, not a bad attempt. And then Sakura comes out, and she's she's trying to do her best to help because, she's Sakura. And they do show enough teamwork to be able to pass in Naruto's eyes. He's not as a hard of a teacher as Kakashi was. So he's like, okay, I'll allow you to pass, I guess. And they begin doing their D-rank missions until eventually they are appointed their C-rank mission to guide a bridge builder named Tazuna. However, that is where I'm going to be leaving this part off, so I'll see you guys in the next part, and yeah, peace out.